Sup YouTube? I'm back with another one. So, in like some of my last few videos, I said that I was going to be doing movie reviews more often after I get done with the Alien and Predator movies. I'm done with most of them. I only got like Alien Earth, Predator Killer, Killers, and Badlands left. But Alien Earth is a TV show, so I'm just gonna watch other movies because the list that I'm going off of, it's movies, not TV shows. So Alien Earth wouldn't count as a movie, obviously, because it's a show. This is my list of all the movies to watch. And so I got to Failsafe. So this is kind of for you, Grandpa, if you ever watch my videos. I don't know. But Failsafe was today. So Failsafe was the movie that I was gonna check out today from my list. And it was pretty good, actually. It was pretty good. A little bit hard to keep up with, but it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't as terrifying as I thought it was gonna be. Like my grandpa was saying that it scared him shitless, so I'm like, oh boy, what's gonna happen in this? And I mean, it was pretty scary, but it's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. But still, it was more serious. It was more serious than it was scary, to be honest. It was terrifyingly serious. Like the stakes are here. Like, yeah, I love everyone's decision making in this, and I also really love how everyone's decisions, whether it be the president or the general or someone else, that has to either say something they don't want to say or do something they don't want to do, or they have to say something, and it's heavy either way. It's a heavy decision to make. They're having like a three-way call. That was definitely the most interesting part of the movie that I think. It was like a 10-minute scene of the president of the United States and this translator talking to Moscow, their Moscow general. And it went on for like 10 minutes. Definitely very, very interesting. I think, this, I've only seen the movie once. I'm coming off of this fresh. So I'm pretty sure that Moscow played the United States pretty good. I think we got played because the president had to make a decision to fire missiles onto Moscow, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I got that wrong. I've only seen this one time, so cut me slack. But he had to fire on Moscow, but then it turns out that was a mistake, even though the president was convinced that's what they should do. It's very, very interesting. I also loved all the moral questions this movie was asking. Failsafe. It was like, what does that say about us that we're the ones that are so quick to start violence, start a war? Like, are we trying to save the American people? Are we trying to save our nation? Or are we just war-hungry people that needs to get to the front of the line to win all the wars so that we can be on top? It was very, very interesting. I'm pretty sure from what I am processing and what I saw, I'm pretty sure that Moscow, they played us into bombing New York. Like, I'm pretty sure New York and Moscow is gone. There is no winners in nuclear war. So, that was pretty terrifying. Like the dire urgency and like just the tone of the movie. It was very serious. It was very engaging. It was really easy to get into because everyone's making decisions. Everyone's talking through these decisions. Everyone's trying to avoid nuclear war. Like, I'm pretty sure both the president of the United States and the Moscow president, I'm pretty sure, no, he was translating, so that was a little bit confusing at first. Like, I didn't really 100% know what was going on right there at first. He was like, the translator guy was saying Mr. President. I thought he was talking to the guy on the phone, calling him the president of Moscow, but no, he was just translating what the Moscow general was saying to the president. And then the president was responding. But I don't know, man. Like, he seemed like he was trying to do the right thing. But I don't know. I think you can't trust really, you can't trust him. And the thing is, he was pleading for trust. He's like, there needs to be trust here. Like, it is very important that we trust each other here. Trust is very vital in this situation. And, I really liked that. But I don't think you can trust him because, well, I think while the president made the decision to fire off the missiles at Moscow, he had to backtrack that and say that it was a mistake. And it was an accident, and it wasn't. So he kind of had to lie. But I'm pretty sure the Moscow general knows better. That wasn't an accident. So he played them into dropping their own bomb on New York, is I'm pretty sure what happened. And that was terrifying because, and also it showed everyone going about their day being happy in New York, unaware that a whole nuclear war is about to go off. See, I would have thought that with everything that's going on in the movie, that they would like post it on the news or, put it out on the news that nuclear war is going on, so beware. But from what it looks like, everyone was unaware of what was going on, and they were just going on about their day in New York. Everyone was happy, while the threat of New York is at stake. And it's like, whoa, like, like at first I was like, this isn't as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. But the more it went on, and like closer towards like the end of the movie, with the threat of New York at stake, that's when it got really terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. The fear in everyone's face, like, oh my god. And like everyone is like biting their nails on the edge of their seat to see what decision that the president of the United States is gonna make. He's gotta be smart here. He's gotta be smart. And everyone's like, he can't do that. He can't do that. He said there's no other way out. And I'm pretty sure that the Moscow general, maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong if y'all have seen the movie. Pretty sure the Moscow general was like, I'll only stand down, I'll stop the war if you bomb New York. It's like, dang. That's actually pretty smart. It's not really even smart. It's diabolical. It's like, wow, you evil man. And I'm pretty sure by the end, both Earth and the United States, maybe just New York, or maybe the entire world, because they were saying throughout the movie, there's not going to be a home to go to. We're not going to have much of this Earth. There's not going to be much of Earth left. So I'm pretty sure the implied ending of Failsafe was that the world ended. Moscow got destroyed, New York got destroyed, and it caused a very big casualty. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Like, it was, like, I wasn't like terrified shitless out of my mind watching this movie, but there was like a little bit of linger of fear in the back of my head, and I had like a bit of anxiety in my stomach because this is serious, man. This is serious. This is how it goes down. I'm pretty sure they put out a warning at the end, like those things that just so happen to go like those things that happened that led to the outcome of New York getting bombed. That's not gonna happen in real life. So I'm glad that they like pointed that out, unless they're lying to ease our minds. They could go there. You never know. Like, nuclear war, that's nothing to play around with. So I loved everyone's decision making. I loved the dialogue. This movie was in black and white, and I just looked up just before I started this video when color TV was introduced, and it was like in 1953. This movie came out in 1964. So it must have been a very conscious decision to make Failsafe black and white. And I think it kind of helped the movie, actually, because in black and white, it made it kind of like an apocalyptic feel. Like it's scary. Like, this is where shit goes down. Like, you don't want to be where these people are at, because this is where the important decisions are made, and they're very hard and scary decisions. I especially found it very terrifying whenever they were in the plane, like in the plane scene with the pilots are there in black and white. Oh my god, that was actually pretty terrifying. The interior, the way it looked, the way it was shot, it just looked very terrifying. Like, the entire world is basically at their hands. We're at the mercy of them on whether or not they want to decide to drop this nuclear bomb or not. And the wife was there trying to say, this isn't a trick. This isn't a trick. You don't need to do this. You don't need to drop that bomb. Please, please, I wouldn't lie to you. And he's like, I guess he was just like dead set. I got my orders. I got to do what I got to do. But it's terrifying because, I mean, when you're a soldier and you have orders, you have to carry them out. But I think that makes you more of a good person if you're willing to not follow orders. You may have consequences, but come on, if you know people are gonna get hurt, and your wife's pleading to you to not do it, you should probably listen. And she said, "I wouldn't lie to you." I'm pretty sure that harkens back to the opening of the movie because it opened with this family and stuff and his wife, and they said they were gonna have dinner and everything. And that was the guy that's gonna drop the bomb. Like, all the plans that they had, it's ruined now because of him, because he had a duty to follow orders. And now New York is gone. Spoilers, by the way, for Failsafe. Sorry about that. I'll probably put it in the title, just so y'all know. Woo, yeah, but Failsafe. There's not much that left to say. It took place in like 3 different locations with the president. No, it took place in 4 places. In the boardroom, which I think was at the Pentagon, and or maybe it was in the conference room in the Pentagon, and then it was the war room, and then it was the room that the president was in, and then the jets, and with the pilots and stuff. So we're going back to these 4 locations, and they're all like piggybacking off each other. They're all communicating, which I thought was really interesting. Communication is key. Even if it didn't go right. But, yeah, very terrifying ending. Very terrifying last 20 minutes. The stakes were definitely there. I definitely felt them, and it's like, oh my god, this is serious. Yeah, I mean, I really liked this movie. It was really good. I wouldn't say it's like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, but it is a very important movie for me to have seen. And, this is for you, Grandpa, because me and him were talking about Failsafe. And, I kind of wanted to watch it with him, maybe, but I don't know. To be brutally honest, it's kind of hard to get Grandpa to watch a movie with me. So, I tried to get him to watch Project Hail Mary like 3 times, and it didn't happen. Oh well. But, Failsafe. It's a very terrifying movie. I'd say, actually, I wouldn't even call it terrifying. It's chilling. It's a very chilling movie. Very chilling, realistic movie. So, yeah. If I had to rate Failsafe on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'd give it like an 8. An 8 feels right. It wasn't super engaging. It was pretty engaging in some parts, and it took a while for it to get engaging. But once it didn't stop. Like, oof. I really liked this movie. This movie was pretty good. Next up is Speed with Keanu Reeves. That's the next special movie I'm watching. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I got. Everyone put a smile on your face. Remember, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. I promise you can. You just gotta believe in yourself and you can do it. I promise you can. I know you can. I believe in you. You're a rock star. Like, subscribe if y'all want to. It'd help me out, I guess. I don't know, it's just a nice thing to do. Do you want to be a nice person today? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Be a nice person. Be a nice person. Come on. It's not that hard to be a nice human being. Manners, kindness, compassion, empathy, respect. It's all in here, and the decision to make it is up here. This was a very long outro. Love you guys. Mwah. I'm out of here.